tying it all together, we've looked at a lot of different details. And what's important to me, as always, is that you start to see the big picture and can connect the different things that you're learning this quarter. So what I'd like you to imagine is what would happen in order to send some information all the way up to your brain. Well, a sensory neuron coming in from the hand, let's say, come through its cell body located in a dorsal root ganglion, but the action potential would be fired all the way into the dorsal horn. And at that point, it would synapse with another neuron cell body and pass the signal. And that cell body would have an axon that goes out into the white matter and then would come up to the brain, go up spinal cord. And then we can continue the story down here. What would happen once that action potential went all the way up the spinal cord and got, let's say, to, well, I guess we should do it like this, the diencephalon. And then it would be sent where? It would go to the cerebrum, right? But what part of the cerebrum would it go to? Yep, you guessed it. It would go to the post-central gyrus for processing. Which might involve many hundreds or thousands of neurons to complete that. Then what would happen if you decided you needed to move something or you wanted to move something? Now we're going the other direction, right? And we're starting from the precentral gyrus. And we're using red because this is motor output. The precentral gyrus. So if you want to move that hand muscle instead of feel something in it, then an action potential would be fired, very likely to the diencephalon again. And now an action potential would go down the fiber again through the white matter of the spinal cord. And when it would reach the ventral horn, it would synapse, or at the right level, it would synapse with another motor axon that would then go out the ventral root. So this would be the ventral horn, and then it would go out the ventral root. So now we have the opposite situation happening where it's coming down, 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 and then it synapses with a motor axon that then fires its action potential out to a skeletal muscle. If what was going to happen was going to affect the heart, then what we would see is it would actually have an additional synapse in this ganglion before it heads out. We'll talk more about the sympathetic nervous system, but for now just know it's a slightly more complicated pathway to get where it needs to go.